E to the L to the U to the X to the E to the top. Smacking.
Hello there guys, QWERTY Afro here with another video. Today I'm so excited to be bringing you finally Train World Great Western Express. I know it's been out for like, I think about now 2 weeks, but finally the people at Dovetail Games have sent me a code. I'm very thankful for that. You guys have been waiting for me to cover this DLC. I've been waiting for myself to cover this DLC, and hopefully there'll be quite a nice bit of videos and stuff in this now Train World playlist on the channel, because American kind of routes and stuff with CSX overhaul, it's just never really been an interest of mine. That's why you don't see many, that's why you didn't really see many Train Sim World CSX heavy haul videos, as well as the optimization issues with Train Sim World. But hopefully now with Great Western Express and the whole changes with optimization and updates and stuff to Train Sim World, it should be really good, and I can get going and make a nice beautiful lengthy series for you guys, as there is quite a nice bit to do and on the Great Western Express with the services, with the few scenarios, so I think it should be pretty good. The shoutouts for this video go to seriously Simpsons and Nicola Schofield. That's again seriously Simpsons and Nicola Schofield. Their links are down below. Do show them some love. If you would like a shout out on my YouTube channel, just use the QWERTY links, the QWERTY forms links below. That's the only way you can get a shout out. As well, use it as well to submit questions for the upcoming Q&A series, which I promise it will be coming soon. I've definitely thought of a good idea and format for the Q&A series videos, so they should start soon, hopefully. I've definitely kind of got a good solid idea for what I want to do with them, so definitely keep submitting your questions, because I do have quite a few now, but more won't hurt. Right, so Great Western Express, we're finally here. I'm so excited to just get into it and just look at it, because obviously it is the first UK route, it is the first passenger service route for Train Sim World in Unreal Engine 4, so I'm really eager to see what like the initial start is going to be. Obviously there's going to be problems with it, and I've seen already quite a lot of footage and quite a lot of coverage of this DLC, and overall it looks good. I think the overall kind of emphasis I've been getting from other people that have already played it, and from like videos and stuff I've seen and of gameplay, it actually looks pretty good. For it's a good start, and I think that's the kind of thing that I kind of overall think about this DLC so far. And I've played a bit of it myself now off camera, and I have to say it's not bad. There's obviously issues, there's obviously bugs and stuff like that, and there's also some problems and stuff which I will address in this kind of initial video, but I'll also address the kind of good points, because there are quite a nice array of good points as well for this DLC. So when you load up into the game, normally before the Great Western Express came out, it was just you loaded into CSX Heavy Haul, but obviously because now there's going to be now another route into it, they updated it, so it now looks like this, where you load in, it goes select your experience. Obviously we're not going to be going on CSX Heavy Haul, but it was a nice time playing with CSX Heavy Haul, but it's time to move over and time to go into a proper UK route. And now we'd go into here onto the Great Western Express. So if we go in here and continue, one thing they also have done is that they've changed the UI of the game changes with the route, which I think is really nice. So like with the Great Western Express, it's green. So was the UI that you see when you're playing in game, when you're driving the train, is green, and then like in CSX Heavy Haul, I think it's black and kind of like aqua blue. Which is really nice. That's a nice touch. I like that each route kind of is like its own kind of personal thing, and it's just nice that it doesn't all look the same really. And it's green for Great Western Express. It's another color for CSX Heavy Haul, and I'm pretty sure it'll be another color for any other kind of upcoming future DLC routes for the game. So once we go into here, we're obviously presented with the kind of things that we've seen already in CSX Heavy Haul. That is one being the tutorials. I've tried a few of these tutorials. I think I got onto the 1661, and they do pose a few little bugs. Like I think I couldn't complete the 166 because it just, like, I put it into the position that the woman told me to put it in, and I'm just there waiting, and it just, I don't know, some of these tutorials do have a few teething problems and some bugs. But another kind of concern I do have with these tutorials is that they are very basic, and because obviously the fidelity and complexity now of Train Sim World, with all of the kind of simulated buttons and stuff, and like stuff to do, that you can now do proper cold starts of locomotives and obviously of the DMU with the 166, is that there's no advanced tutorials. So like, say if you're a very new player coming into this and you want to know how to do like the more kind of complex things with all the kind of buttons and stuff and simulated things that are available to you, these tutorials really don't help out. They just get you off the ground running a bit, and then that's it. There's nothing further, which that to me, that's just an observation there. Like for me, these tutorials, I don't really have to do them. I could just sit in one of these trains and just literally go off, because I kind of know I think I know my way around trains somewhat. But so that's just my kind of little opinion there of the tutorials. I wish there was more kind of advanced tutorials, is what I'm trying to say. Then we go on to scenarios. There's not many. There's only 5. Which obviously, because the game does not yet have like a route editor or a scenario editor where people can submit things to the workshop, which I'm guessing this game will be integrated with the Steam Workshop at some point one day, and then would get like more varieties of scenarios where obviously with scenarios are scripted. They're kind of like they're planned out like by whoever creates them, so it's not really organic. While I think the services section of the game, where you go and like have basically a fully scheduled 24-hour day, and you can just walk around and spawn yourself in and pick any of the services to run and just do, that is really cool, because that's like more kind of sandboxy, and that's more kind of real world kind of style, where you could just take over any service. While with the scenarios, they're more scripted, they're more, you know, what we're used to. And I prefer the services, but it would be cool to see more scenarios, and I'm guessing in the future the game will be integrated with the Steam Workshop and we'll see more scenarios. But there's only 5 available. If you guys would like me to go through these scenarios, do let me know in the comments down below. I will definitely go through all of them. Today I'm going to start off with like a kind of small-ish service that I'm going to do. So if I go back here onto the services, the 3 trains that do come with this are obviously the Class 43 HST, the Class 166 Networker, and the Class 66 The Shed freight locomotive. And nice variety of trains. It would have been cool to see like an electric train, because obviously this route is electrified to a certain point, but I can kind of understand they're still kind of comfortable with their diesel trains, but I don't know if they have done electric trains yet. So it would be cool. It would have been cool to see like a 387, a Great Western Railway 387, or 360. But then that means that it would have to do like the Heathrow branch. And one thing the route lacks is a bit of variety with branches, but I'll get into that once I actually get into the game. So today I'm gonna do the 166. Start off with the 166. Do in the comments down below, do suggest me certain services that you want me to do, because I'm probably for the series on this channel with Train Sim World, Great Western Express, I'm probably just gonna do services and scenarios. So suggest to me what you want me to do for my next video. What do you want me to do? I'm obviously going to go through the Class 43, the Class 66, and do all of the trains, but then suggest what particular service code you want me to do, or if you want me to run through all of the scenarios, all of those 5 scenarios that I previously showed you. But today, to start off, my inaugural Great Western Express video. And also, by the way, I don't know when this will be published, but I think it'll be on a Friday. I will be streaming on Twitch Friday night with QwertyAfro, and I will be most likely playing this, so pop along and say hi, and you can ask questions while I'm playing this. And yeah, that's basically just a little Twitch plug there, but the link for that is also in the description down below if you want to come and join me on the live stream. Let's continue here. Let's for the environment settings, I think I'm just going to keep it summer clear, because we just want a nice clear representation of the graphics and of Unreal Engine. We'll get into the kind of stuff of like, this is again another thing that you guys can suggest me down below for the Train Sim World series. Just give me some like, oh, you drive on full snow with rain and sun and everything, and you guys can go wild in the comments and tell me what you want me to do with the kind of presets and the kind of weather settings. But if we continue here, I think I'm gonna do a very short kind of starting off thing today. I'm gonna do 2 Golf 07, which is Greenford to London Paddington, a stopping service between Greenford and London Paddington, but it starts at West Ealing. So I'm going to start that up, and I'll see you guys in the game. Why, hello there. We are finally in the game, and to be honest, finally is a bit of an understatement. The loading times in this game are very, very good. I'm very impressed with how quick it actually goes from when you press start and it to actually loading up in the game. It's very, very fast. I'm very impressed with that as well. So we're here finally in a in Train Sim World, in a UK train on a UK route. I am blown away. It looks amazing. I think that's one of the best things about this. It looks really good, but we were kind of expecting it to look good because it is in. Oh, I flicked my mouse there. Apologize for that. It was expected to look good because it is an Unreal Engine, so like you're expecting the best of like graphics and stuff. And I have to say, this cabin is detailed very well. If you can, let's just compare this to the old 166 in Train Sim. It just comes nowhere near. It's just the game just looks so good now in Unreal Engine 4. That's something I just have to praise at Dovetail, that they've actually made this look really good, and this just looks miles better than the original 166. And obviously it is simulated a lot more. Let me set up the train. Let me put on these train lights. I don't think there's anything else I can put on the headlights today. Then I'm going to do is going to open that door because I can, and then I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to open the doors. You could hear the chime there, which is very nice, because obviously this is the refurbished 166, not the old 166 that didn't. I don't think the old 166 had those kind of chimes. And there we can see a HST rolling on by. It is just so nice to in the services mode, or when you spawn in a station, just to watch AI just going up and down, and then obviously you can hop on board like one of these stopping 166s, which is really, really nice. I think other than that, let's get the gauge dimmer on. One thing I want to do is I want to slap on the AWS, because there is now a mode where you can just basically drive without an AWS, or like a driver vigilance system thing, but I like to have the AWS on. Then if we put on the master key and then whack that into forward, and then you can hear the AWS reset go there, test sequence, and we've just cancelled it, which is really good. I think we've set up pretty much everything we need to set up. There's not a lot to really set up in the 166, but it's nice. I've been pressing quite a lot of stuff, which is the kind of main thing I like doing in Train Sim. Train Sim World is where you get to like click a lot and actually interact with quite a lot of stuff around in the cab, and I think that's something that's really emphasized nicely and well in, like, say, in this 166. I don't know, so far I've not played in the 66 and the 4.3 yet, but in the 166 I definitely like it compared to the old 166, definitely. But before we get going, because this is Train Sim World, I'm going to watch a HSD go by. Oh, and a 166 go by. I really like the express one. I like how the scheduling is done, because there's like express 166s going with express HSTs, which is pretty cool. But we are at West Ealing, as you can see, and this is one thing. Well, obviously the scheduled thing I was doing of this service was Greenford to London Paddington. Now, this is one of the things that I think was the biggest discussion and probably the most focal point and kind of the criticism about this route even before it was released, and I think it was the length of the route. It's only London Paddington to Reading, which is only like 35-40 miles. It's very, very, very small, and loads of people kind of got annoyed about that, and I kind of accepted the fact that it was short, because obviously this is their first route. They don't want to go beyond the hill. They probably wouldn't have released something that would be like double the length within the kind of time frame that they wanted to release it here in September. The fact that they even had to delay this one to September from the original end of August release date. So I could understand the actual kind of maybe decision to keep it a short route for the kind of first passenger service route, and that to me doesn't. It bothered me a bit when I thought about it, but then to me now, it doesn't really. It doesn't really, you know, I'm over it. Like that to me is not really a criticism of this route to kind of like just dwell on for too long. Like okay, it's short, but this is their first route. Okay, next route hopefully maybe will be a lot longer. No, I do not want to give up the service. See, it will prompt me there, because obviously I'm just walking around here not doing anything, but it will prompt me to kind of move along and get the service running, because there are trains and stuff behind. But I'm gonna delay them a bit, because that's what I do. But one thing that I am a bit upset about is, okay, your route is only London to Reading, but there are so many branch lines that could have been added, like the Heathrow branch and the Greenford branch, which branches off to the right here, as you can see where the tracks go to the right, it branches off there. Branch lines could have been added to this, and that's one thing I'm going to have to criticize, saying that branch lines could have been added, which could have added a lot more versatility, because there's quite a lot of like services and schedules that like say, oh yeah, we start here but we really start only at Reading, or we start here at Greenford but we really start at West Ealing. So there could have been branch lines that could have been added, and that's just something to just throw out there. But stations, as you can see, I'm walking around here, the stations are very detailed, and I'm very pleased with how they do look. The stations, however, do feel a bit static and a bit like not alive, a bit like just a bit bland in terms of like that they look very nice, but there's nothing alive about them. Like when there are passengers and stuff around, it is good. There is no destination boards yet. That's something that I've heard that they are going to implement at some point. So that's going to be really good. Like when you want to do passenger mode and when you want to see when the next train is, which I'm very eager to see that when that actually gets implemented. Station announcements would be also very nice to have. I've had some kind of default ones being played, but it would be nice to maybe have a bit better ones and maybe announce like the next service is delayed, or the next service is in this many minutes, and this train's formed of this many coaches, you know, those kind of things to make the stations feel a bit more alive. And no, I'm not giving up control. Game, I'm driving this. We're just having a bit of talk here with the subscribers. But you can basically, like, on most stations, you can walk around and go, like, onto the different platforms and stuff like that, like what I'm doing right here. This is obviously not the most detailed station. This is only West Ealing, but most of the stations you can just walk around and have full freedom, which is really, really nice. But again, I can't wait till these are implemented. But look at that detail. It looks real. That looks like a photo right there. That's how good that looks. Anyway, is everyone okay? This is another thing just to throw in the kind of back to criticism. That sound, the audio technology in this game, the sounds of the trains themselves are a lot better than the previous train sim, but they're not perfect. This sounds to me like a 166. Maybe not perfect, but it sounds like a 166. But I'm more concerned about this. What's going on here? Why I've walked in here and the sound's just dampened, and this is something with like the volumes and stuff when you're in the train. It's even when you're in the train cab and driving the train, the volume just goes so low, and it's like, look at that. Like when those doors are open, I can even close them as well, like here, which is really cool. When the doors are open, it should remain the same kind of sound like of how I'm outside and walking about, but they don't, and that's just, I don't know. That's really irritating that the sound doesn't follow through into the inside. You can see here it's like slightly better. Now that's not too bad, but like certain ones where you go in, it just muffles like that, and that's, I don't think that. I think the audio technology definitely has to, I think, improve a bit more within the game. But anyway, enough of me talking about stuff. I can talk about stuff when I'm actually driving the train. I do apologize, but like, you know, this is my first time, and with Train Sim World, I do like walking around and almost not driving the train itself. Anyway, let's sit down in here. Let's get the doors closed. And one thing I have to say about the doors. Doors opening, fine. Absolutely love the sounds of the Actually, let's go into this camera, which is the 8 camera. If I can find my train. Oh, I can't go over the wall here. Yeah, this 8 camera sometimes just, yeah, it gets blocked by things. It can't just go through things like in the current train sim. But oh, one thing I do need to do is let's close that door and then go back into the 8 camera. So, as I was saying, the doors opening, absolutely fine. Love the sound of them. They pop open nicely. But if I now lock the doors... hello, where's the sound? There was no, like, chime to alert that the doors are closing. The doors don't even make a sound when they close. Oh, where's the sound gone? Anyway, let's get going. That's another thing that I just that caught me off guard. I was like, oh, the sounds sound so great when you open the doors, but then when you close them, it's like there's nothing. I hope that's something that gets addressed, because that's like, and there's no feedback there of like the doors closing, which is just really, really annoying. Anyway, we're finally off. Very delayed, I'm pretty sure. But who cares? Because we're enjoying ourselves here in Train Sim World, and you know, this is the thing. This is the thing I like about Train Sim World, but I can just do other things that distract me from almost driving the train, which I like. Because in the previous Train Sim, it was just everything was in the cab. I just sit in the cab, press buttons, do stuff. I like the fact that I have some freedom, that I can just go around. I can even now stand up. I can go and check on some of these passengers if I wanted to, and obviously because there is a passenger mode, I could even sit down here and become a passenger, even though there's no one driving the train right now. But I love the kind of freedom that you do get now with this game, and I prefer it to the kind of stuff like I just like passenger services. Like in CSX Heavy Haul, I tried like with the kind of getting up and doing stuff, but it's just you could only walk around your loco and do stuff. While here now you can go and walk with the passengers, sit down in any seat, and I do like that quite a lot. Anyway, our next station here is Ealing Broadway. This is going to be a short little stopping service. It's only from West Ealing to Paddington. I'm contemplating if I should do a return trip to West Ealing, but we'll see when we get to London Paddington and how I'm feeling. AWS there. I love the animation of the AWS indicator. That is really nice. It like it works like a proper one instead of like in the previous train sim. It just like popped up as an image. While now it like. If you saw that when it turned on, it was really nice. I really did like that. Anyway, Ealing Broadway here, and I missed my marker. Right, let's go into this nice movable camera here, and let's unlock the doors. If you pay close attention to the doors, the lights turn on the doors on the button, which is really nice. I like that. Little attentions to details. That's what I like. I like those little things. They're just like, oh yeah, I didn't even notice that when I was watching other videos and stuff. I only noticed that when I started playing it. But, as you can see here, passengers. Look at this. Now, they're not perfect. I'm not gonna lie. They are not perfect. But this is definitely a good start. I'm definitely going to hope to see a lot more improvements and stuff with the passengers, because right now they're good. They make it feel more alive. Now you can see we're kind of in rush hour, so they're getting off on board. They're kind of wandering around, which is nice. They're all kind of going to the same place, which is a bit annoying, but it's nice. The HSD there. It's quite a lot. It is just, I think it's just coming, I think it's just the end of rush hour. That's why it's a bit busy now. But passengers do look good. They have been, I've noticed a few bugs and stuff with passengers where, like, right now, as you can see right there, falling off the track. Get off the tracks, guys. I'm gonna run you down. But yeah, there are quite a lot of bugs with passengers currently, like that, going on the track. There's ones where they get stuck in the door. There's ones that they, I've seen ones where they're on top of my train. I've seen weird things where they're not properly standing on things, on platforms. They're standing on, like, objects and stuff like that. So I've seen quite a lot of bizarre things with passengers, and I'm guessing that's going to get ironed, bugs and stuff like that are going to get ironed out over time, because obviously this is their first route with passengers. You can see they're all over there going over the bridge, which is a bit weird. I don't know why none of them headed to the exit. But obviously that's, again, fake. Look at this. She's walking towards me. And she has now gone into my train. So you can see there are some teething issues and stuff like that. But overall, I do like the passengers, and I hope they get, like, the bugs and stuff get ironed out. But anyway, let's get the door closed. Now, exactly my kind of problem with the doors. There's no sound or anything that indicates that the doors close, except for the kind of UI notification that it just gave me there. There's nothing else. I don't hear the doors slam and, like, pop back in. I don't hear I'm pretty sure there is a closing chime on these 166s in real life. So, like, I don't understand why that's not something that's been implemented. But Dovetail, please add a nice closing chime. The opening chime is fantastic. You press it and you get that kind of nice, you know, high-pitched chime, and then it opens. That's perfect. Now just put something for the closing of the doors. Right. Exiting now Ealing Broadway, and could do a little bit of shots. I think I do have the motion blur on. There is a update that they did where if you press Control F2 it turns off the motion blur, but for me it doesn't work for some reason. But I don't really mind the motion blur. I think the motion blur makes it look a little bit more realistic, because in real life you're not looking at everything perfectly, like, not blurred, because your eyes do blur things. Where if they can't, like, when you're, like, in a train and you're looking at things go by, unless you're focusing on specific, oh god, on the camera there, unless your eye is focusing on a specific point where it'll focus it, everything else it blurs to kind of, obviously not, like, your brain can't process every single thing you can see, so it blacks out some things or blurs things. But look at that graffiti over there, that's really nice as well. Turn off the UI there and do a little of that. Screenshots in this game do look fantastic though, when I've looked back at them. Absolutely fantastic. I do like this. I do really do like this. Tell me your thoughts and opinions down below as well. What do you guys think of the Great Western Express? I think overall the kind of general thought of it, what I've seen, like, online on forums and on videos, and just on basically just the general kind of thoughts of this DLC, I think most people are content with it, and I think it's and as I said at the beginning of the video, it is a good start. It is a really good start. And I think that's all I ever really wanted with this game, is that it started well and it would just get better and better. So I'm looking forward to kind of them updating it, improving it again with the destination boards on the stations. I want to see those work, because then the sport when you're spawning around, walking around and waiting for trains and being a passenger, and like the passenger mode kind of aspect of the game, you can then look at when a train's going to come, and instead of waiting there mindlessly, because I tried being a passenger, I think in like near the late evening, and I was at, I think I was at West Ealing, and I was there, sat there waiting for maybe half an hour, because only the trains that come from Greenfoot stop at West Ealing, not at the other train, not at the other stopping 166s. So I was there waiting, seeing 166s pass me by. It would have been really nice that the destination board could have told me that. Oh, I think I passed the stop marker a little bit, but it's fine. It will do. It'll do. Right, get those bad boys open. There are some buttons in here that just are here and don't do anything, like the fan here, the climate control, doesn't do anything. Like the fan, even if I put it to high, I can't hear a fan in the cab. So that's something like, you know, if you're not going to simulate it, then what's the point of putting a button in here that doesn't actually do anything? Or maybe it does, and I just cannot hear it really. Love it. You get some people sitting down. You can't sit on these benches, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, no one's getting on this train. Right, stand clear of the doors. I can pretend to be a little bit of a guard here and just press the door close and then go here and stand clear. See, I would love some sounds. Some sounds for these doors would be just good. That's all that's missing from this train, and maybe some like improvements on the kind of audio technology of when you're inside the cab and whatnot. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Right, let's get you closed. See, you see how it mutes the sound? It's a bit disturbing how it oh, and look at me. I need to open those again. Sorry, I thought the thing is, I thought I had to leave because like I'm pretty late right now, but it still needs to load passengers. Stand clear. See, yeah. I hope Dovetail, please add some sounds for those closing door animations, please, because it lets it down there. Let's get a bit of throttle here. I have to say the brakes as well in this 166, because everyone knows the 166 brakes in the previous game were terrible. The brakes are pretty good on this one. I do like the sound of the the throttle handle, Deadman's handle. No, I don't know what it's called. The handle, the throttle brake handle, whatever. I like the little squeaks and stuff you get from it. That's really cool. And I have to say, so with optimization, just to kind of draw back onto that, generally it's good. There are places where obviously the FPS will naturally have to tank, but generally I thought here at the Old Oak Common, I thought here would be the absolute hell for FPS, but generally when I go through Old Oak Common, it normally isn't actually that bad. I think the only thing that tanks FPS is the HST. Not the like when I pass 166s, or then there's parked up 166s, they're not too bad, but HSTs do have a problem with like, and there's also a graphical glitch with the HST which they've kind of like sorting out, where like a black bar appears every time like it passes through the in between the carriages. But generally here, I'm getting like what 40-50 FPS, which is really nice, and I was really surprised because normally in built-up areas in the current train sim, you would just the FPS would just tank down really badly. But this is really, really nice. And then another thing that tanks the FPS is the spawning of passengers. The spawning of passengers just seems to really tank the FPS, and hopefully that's something they're gonna like address and like make it a bit more seamless. But lovely. I do like the look. It just looks gorgeous in Unreal. Like this just looks so nice. This is what I've been waiting for. Just looking out here, looking at everything so nice and detailed. Like there wasn't really anything. Oh, you can see that little graphical glitch there with the HSD there. I think it was appearing on the other side, but Yeah, you can see that now. That's an issue that they know, and hopefully they will fix at some point. Right. I need to slow down a bit. Coming into London Paddington soon. I do like this approach into London Paddington. It's really nice and it's very detailed. But do tell me down below what you want me to do with within this series. What do you want me to do next? Do you want me to do a Class 4 free service? Do you want me to do the one of the Class 4 free scenarios? Do you want me to do the 6-6 next maybe? And then like give me kind of like what services would you like me to do as well? And I'll definitely do them. But I have to say overall so far I'm pleased with the start of this. There's obviously the problems and bugs and issues with the passengers, some sound problems, some graphical bugs and stuff. But generally, I'm really happy with it. I think it's just definitely a good start of things to come, and I definitely hope they. The thing is with CSX Heavy Haul, when it came out, it was horrible. I'm just gonna put out that it was absolutely horrible. But now it's really good. It's very solid. It's smooth. It still has a few things, but they've been improving it. So I'm definitely in a couple of months, Great Western Express should be like really good. But the thing I'm really looking forward to is just seeing the destination boards and actually seeing like I can wait for a train virtually in the game. Like that's the thing that's just I'm waiting for that. That's the thing that's exciting me the most. Like hell with driving the trains. I'm just waiting to see like a destination board that's fully scripted and implemented in. That would just blow my mind. Royal Oak. Coming into, is that platform 6 we're going into? I don't even know. Or that's just track 6 for now. But we're coming now into Paddington, which this is obviously, again, this for me now, 40 FPS into Paddington. This is a, like even in, well, to be honest, in the current train sim, it's not really that FPS intensive, but this is a kind of thing which would be very FPS intensive, and it's keeping the FPS really well. So I'm very impressed with how they've optimized this game to kind of be in these kind of denser areas where in the previous train sim, it would definitely struggle. Another 166 there in platform. What platform are we in? Is that 8, 9, 10, 11? That's, I think it was in 12. And we're coming into 10. No, we're coming into 11. And there are points on the top right of the screen, but it's not Korea. So we are about, like 15 minutes late. That's fine. Perfect, right. And then I need to do it on this side. So door release. Perfect. I'm gonna put it into off. Take the master key to locked. Put those to tail. There we go. And I think that's basically that little shift done, and then essentially it will after a while when it wants to do the return route, it will just basically go back. It'll then ask me if I want to do the return, and I can accept it, or go into the front cab and sit down and take it, or just leave it and it will just go off by itself. It will tell me. So that's kind of like the services, which I really do like. So there's always something to do, like throughout the whole service 24-hour scheduled day, which is really, really cool. But we're here at Paddington, and as you can see, I can run around getting really nice FPS. It's not too laggy. Over here's the HST, which we'll be doing at some point in a video. And if I wanted to right now, I could just be a passenger. I could just be a passenger and just hop aboard on this HST if I think it. I don't even know if it's in service. Probably is. But we'll do that for another video. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed my first video into Train Sim World Great Western Express. Definitely many more to come. Please use the comment section below to suggest me kind of like what you want me to do in terms of what services you want to see me doing, just kind of stuff like that. Tell me your thoughts and opinions down below of what you guys think. You can see here, this is one of the passenger glitches here. They just like love to walk in and out cluelessly. Oh, I forgot to lock the doors. I'll just do that quickly before I end. there needs to be a closing chime or something. It's just so dead without one. But there you get kind of points and stuff. I think you get points for your profile, you get points for the route, and you get points for the train. And that train's just off because I think I'm late, and it's just like, no, we're not going to wait for you to take it over. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed my first ever video on the Great Western Express for Train Sim World. I've enjoyed it immensely. I hope you've enjoyed my little opinions and stuff about it. I probably do have more to say about it, but I'll say more like in the upcoming kind of videos within this series. Use the comment section down below to tell me your thoughts and opinions, as I said again. Suggest stuff of what you want. There's a train station announcement, which is really nice. they're rare. They're there, but they're rare. They pop up from time to time. I'll see you guys in another video. The shoutouts again for this video go to Seriously Simpsons and Nicola Schofield. That's again Seriously Simpsons and Nicola Schofield. The links to stop you down below to use the QWERTY forms to get a shout out if you want one. I will see you guys in another Train Sim World video very soon. Tell me what you want me to do as well. Scenarios or services, whatever, we'll do them all. We'll definitely do quite a few of these videos, but overall I'm really impressed with where this is going, and there are other issues and stuff, but overall I'm very content with it, and I would definitely probably sink quite a lot of hours into this, just driving around and maybe even just being a passenger. But other than that, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, take care, have a lovely day.
We ain't never giving up 'cause we ain't